Hello everyone, welcome to Sunday Social, a slightly more relaxed show where we sprinkle a little bit of topical news, exchange opinions, and talk utter wibble about things that are probably not even going to be football related, but we are going to try and focus on things like Casemiro's resurrection, revival, call it what you want. He is live in the flesh and he's performing extremely well. I definitely want to get onto that. We're going to talk about Sir Alex Ferguson's quotes from the interview that he's done as well. I think he was watching horse racing or something along the lines of that. So we shall talk about that. And also, Lisandro Martinez returning to the team with a vengeance. Will he get in, given the form that Luke Shaw is in at the moment? And there's a couple of little transfer bits as my cat dives off me windowsill behind me. We've got Sam Civir Adam alongside me today. Adam, I'll start with you. A lot has happened, obviously, since you've been on, whether that's with Ireland or with Man United. So, yeah, how are you doing?
Yeah, a bit up, down. Obviously, in terms of United, last 2 games, 2 draws, a bit disappointing. Even though I know we got that kind of late equaliser against Spurs, it still felt disappointed because I think the last 2 games were winnable and we should have won. We just, I suppose, switched off in a matter of a couple of minutes. And we've seen that in the past. In the last 5 years, it happens with us a lot. But I suppose the only good thing is we have sort of developed that character now to get back into it again. But I think it was a Ruben Amorim that said, if you're don't lose a game, at least draw it. If you can at least don't lose. And I feel like the mood has completely changed in the last, I suppose, month and a half. And no, there's a lot more positivity. You feel a lot more confident going into games where we wouldn't have been confident before. And then obviously with Ireland, hopefully today we have the chance and then we can, I suppose, forget the whole summer next summer because we're all going to be drunk probably throughout the World Cup.
Do you have to win today?
Yes.
We have to win.
Who are you playing?
Yeah, Hungary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a bit of a tough one. And it's in Budapest as well. So.
Oh, right. Okay, so they've got quite a good crowd there as well.
They do,
when watch them play. They're
proper big stadium too.
Yeah. Interesting times. When was the last World Cup you was at? Sorry, I will speak to Sam and Chivy in a minute. I'm just curious.
I think was it 2002? I think it was.
That how long it's been?
Yeah, it's been a while.
You've not been in a World Cup for 20 years?
Over 20 years.
Oh my God, I did not.
We were in the Euros though a few times. Once or twice. We were in Poznan in Poland, but
wow.
Yeah, it's been that long. And whenever we get a group, we're always either in with the world champions at the time or one of the top teams we are. But I suppose when you're that down in the rankings, it happens.
Wow, crazy. Chive, what do you do during international break? Has Nigeria got into AFCON? I'm not entirely sure.
No, we had a World Cup playoff against Gabon. And
don't tell me you lost.
No, we're close to losing, and then it went into so it's playoff. So it went into extra time, and then Osimhen came with 2 goals. Well, we won 4-1 at the end.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but it was mad. It was mad frustrating. So yeah, we play. I can't remember who we played in the finals.
Interesting. So, are you positive? Are you confident you'll get through?
I think so. Hopefully, because we've got a bunch of players, but then. I don't know. Nigeria is just whenever we're either shit or we're good. That's the difference. So.
Didn't you have a falling out?
Gattuso interviewing it. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Yeah.
Didn't they fall out with the Nigerian Football Federation and refuse to go trade? I saw that. Yeah.
Overpayments. Iwobi had a video of the hotel that they stayed in Morocco.
That was bad.
Yeah.
That was terrible. And I think it was I don't know who is in charge of that because everyone's passing the blame, but it looked like jail. I was like, these people are in an African jail. That's what it looked like. But yeah, we managed to pull it off 1-4-1. So
yeah, good stuff. Sam, I know you've been putting your England flags outside your window in preparation for the game against Albania today. Yeah, what do you do during international breaks? I'm curious because you're not the biggest England supporter, are you?
No, I used to like England quite a lot. I used to get excited for tournaments, but there's only so much. I know I'm speaking to an Ireland fan here, but there's only so much heartbreak you can take with England. Just constant failure at tournaments. At least qualify for tournaments, I suppose, but just I'm tired of it. So yeah, I'm not on board. But I enjoy tournament football, so I'm excited for when World Cup or Euro comes around. 'Cause I like watching other teams, stuff like that. I'm probably going to watch most of AFCON as well. That'll be exciting. But
don't
so after don't waste your time.
Nah, I've heard it's getting better though. I heard the football's getting better.
Morocco's got a great team. Like I know Ghana's out of it, which normally is the team I go with.
When it gets into like the quarters or the semis, then maybe. But like the early stages, like do not waste your time. Promise you.
Like should I not watch a trio versus Democratic Congo? No, it's not a game. No.
Blockbuster fixture in the making. Ready
Couldn't
for
name
it.
Wait, don't Wan-Bissaka play for Congo now?
Yes, he does.
Yeah. There's quite a few players. Like even when I was watching against like Gabon, they had like Lemina. They had like a few, decent players.
There's a striker in La Liga as well who played from Congo. Can't remember his name off the top of my head at a minute, but it's one of those players that you see that kind of lingers about Europe for a bit, and you just kind of like you're not quite sure where he's at. I've always leant towards Ivory Coast personally. I don't know why. It's just always been probably subconsciously. Drogba as well. Yeah, Yaya Toure, another player was like incredible. So yeah, interesting times in regards to international football, and someone who's been performing really, really well for his international teams, Casemiro, scored for Brazil yesterday, meaning that's 3 goals and 1 assist in his last 5 games. Obviously, for us lads, we know when he does come off the pitch, there is a huge, massive, noticeable difference for whoever it is that replaces him. He's been very, very solid this season. Carlo Ancelotti was speaking about him after the game last night. He said he's the most important player for the team's balance. He's very tactically intelligent. He shows great leadership, and he's an important player for us. And actually, I was reading an article in The Athletic about Casemiro where it was saying that Ancelotti didn't even want to sell him. It was Madrid, basically, because United came in 60 million, 30 years old, they took it, but Ancelotti really, really wanted to keep hold of him, was a little bit upset about it. But Jimmy, I'll come to you first on this kind of redemption arc, because I think it's fascinating. I remember you was the first one at the time under Erik ten Hag saying, lads, it's not him as a player, I know he does kind of the odd thing that's a little bit frustrating, but it's more of kind of the space that he's managing that's causing him problems, and it seems like Amorim has fixed that now from a tactical point of view, right?
Yeah, we play differently now to how we played against, how we played under Ten Hag. So yes, it's a bit different now. And at least he's got a partner now. Because if you remember, he did the Bruno Mount and Casemiro thing, which didn't make any sense. You would have, in particular, I remember the Spurs game. I think it was the first game of the season, or one of our first home game, I believe. And I remember Bruno and Mount pressing high up the pitch. And I could see Casemiro trailing a player, like going up. And I was like, why is Cas so high up the pitch? And then all of a sudden, we're just, the Spurs launch a counter-attack and there's no one there. So obviously, I think that wasn't just down to Casemiro, because you could have played anyone there, dead or alive, the best DM in the world, and they wouldn't be able to do a job.
They were isolated.
Yeah, they were just isolated and just completely overrun. So it was too much to expect of a player. And but now he's got a partner next to him. Now he doesn't really have to dilly-dally on the ball. We're trying to move the ball quickly up the pitch. He's very good at the progressive passes and all that kind of stuff. So it suits him. And this was the argument I was making then, was like, we're playing him in a position that just exposed his weaknesses. And everyone else's, whoever played there, would have to go through that. So it's really good. And then I just have to add the testament to him as well. Like, it was a really tough time, and not too many players will be able to recover from that period. The criticism from the fans, from Jamie Carragher saying that thing about, and it was a big thing. And he was essentially, it was like over, like in almost everyone's mind, like it was over for him. And it was one of those things where I could even see where fans and articles and people were kind of like trying to push him out the club, like let's just get rid of him. And so it's a real testament for someone to endure that and then come back from that and then, just kind of not reinvent himself, but regain confidence, regain form, and become important to the team. Yeah. I just hope we don't get too comfortable with him, because we definitely will need more depth. We definitely need someone else to come in for him. We can't rely on, he's not going to be 100% every single game. So we definitely need more options. If he got injured in this game against Brazil, like, we would have been fucked. So
yeah, you're spot on. I think there's a bit of a stigma around age in football at the minute, Sam. I mean, you look at the likes of, I know he's not your favourite player, but someone like Jordan Henderson and what he's done going into Brentford, or even the likes of Xhaka. Granit Xhaka for Sunderland has been absolutely incredible. You know, kind of near that kind of midfield, the age, very similar to Casemiro. Has it surprised you how much he's kind of, you know, it's like a fine wine, isn't it? He's getting better almost in a weird way.
Yeah, like I think if you play players in a position that hides their weaknesses and enhances what they're good at, like you don't need to worry about a player's age, because like they'll do the things that they're good at, and you've got somebody to cover up for the things that are not so good at. Like Chivy said, if you've got a partner with Casemiro, so you don't have to cover, I don't know how much ground he was covering with Ten Hag, but it must have been about 50 yards or something square. Just every game, which is just insane for any player, no matter what. Even like, unless you're N'Golo Kante, like it's an impossible job, and there's not too many N'Golo Kantes in the world. So yeah, I just think if you hide the weaknesses and enhance your strengths, you get the best out of players. That's what you see with Granit Xhaka. He's got young, hard-working players around him. Sunderland recruiting very, very well. Jordan Henderson, Brentford are very, very good at what they do with the recruitment and stuff. Hopefully we get better at it. Like Chewy said, if we can get some depth in that midfield, because we don't have any. If he comes out of that squad, we see it just goes to chaos completely. So that, yeah, I think it's going to bite us in the ass at some point in this season, because I think Casemiro's he's not going to have a major injury, but he's going to have a knock or something for a game, 2 games or whatever, and we're going to suffer really badly. And the fact that we didn't buy a midfielder in the summer is going to come back to bite us. That's a big, big issue.
Well, talking about next summer, Adam, does he need, right now, where do you stand with it? Does he need replacing? Does he need maybe a bit part? Or would you still be playing him consistently, in the Premier League moving forward? How would you manage this if he was Ineos?
Well, you have to be kind of looking to the future, particularly with the age. Like, and as Shivy said, you don't want to be over-reliant on him too. You don't want that massive drop-off. We should be, and by now I'm sure they are looking at alternatives. But like, if the guy's willing to stay but take a big pay cut, because I know he's one of the higher, like massively higher earners. Is he on something like 350, 300? Yeah. And like, you're thinking like, what he brings, like 150, you have to be looking at maybe half that. And I'm sure Ineos will be looking at that. And I know a player is going to be looking like, here, I don't want to be taking half. But at the end of the day, like, we have to be looking at alternatives, because if you bring someone else in as well, you'd be starting them hopefully at around that same amount. And then I think depth has always been the problem with us. We seem to be the only side, and even like from the media, we're always criticised for having, when we do have depth. Like, you see all the talk about Mount now, like, oh, where does Mount fit in? Why are we not allowed to have depth? It seems to be a thing that the media always questions. So I think we should be looking at bringing someone else in. I know we are, but like, I'd be looking at someone who could be challenging for that spot. And I think you get nearly a better Casemiro as well out of that. Like, if you put competition, right now he doesn't have the competition. And I think he knows that as well. And I know he's playing at a high level, but you could get potentially more out of him if you brought someone in who could challenge him.
Who's that one we have in mind, lads, right now? Who's the one who's number one? Because obviously we've been linked with numerous names. Who's the one that's sticking out to you at the minute?
Anderson.
That
someone physical, it has to be.
Yeah, well, he's definitely physical.
Anderson's top of the list. I still think Belieber is in there, but obviously he's having a really poor season at the minute. But I still think he's a quality player. I still think he is exactly what we would need. So, but Anderson's in form right now. Like, he's absolutely like storming it, and he's probably going to be cheaper than Belieber. I think Brighton are still going to hold a high price point for Belieber.
Yeah, profile-wise, like I think Anderson. Personally, I prefer Adam Wharton, but the profile will be Anderson, because you get everything. You get the defense, you get the legs, you get the progressive passes. He's just a natural. Like, he literally just came out of nowhere. Like, it's crazy. Yeah.
Newcastle
so for that
Academy
position,
as well. Like, Newcastle had him in the ranks and they sold him.
Yeah. So for that position in particular, like, he's tailor-made for it. Really, I think.
Yeah. Now, I've got some interesting stats that I want to pull up on the screen just very quickly that I'll go through. So what I did, to kind of get a scale of where Casemiro is at, I've done the games from this season under Ruben Amorim compared to the second season under Erik ten Hag, which we all know was a bit of a stinker. So I was interested to see how those two would kind of compare. Now, the first couple you'll see for people watching that are on the screen, tackles per 90, interceptions per 90, ball recoveries per 90. These are like the most important things you look at basically for a midfielder. There's higher volume under Erik ten Hag, and we all know that is because if you look at the way ten Hag was playing,
doing everything. He's doing everything.
It was fucking chaos. So those ones I wouldn't read into too much. They're just there just to take a look at. Obviously, he's got to do more when you're running around like a mad fucking kid in a whirlwind of a system. So just take that for what it is. Then when you move on kind of to the other ones, so total duels won, already a 4% increase on that. Dribbled pass per 90, 0.9 as opposed to 2.2. I mean, I remember the game against Crystal Palace where Elise was just fucking skipping past him, like falling to the floor and all this kind of stuff.
What was that?
Well, he played centre-back in that game, remember?
Yeah, Johnny Evans.
Yeah.
What was
Alongside
the
Johnny
game?
Evans.
Do you remember the game where him and Ericsson were chasing someone back, and it was like watching the Brachiosaurus on Jurassic Park just going across the horizon? Like, oh my god!
Cass, Ericsson, and then Maguire in the back line.
You're like, oh Jesus Christ, my god, what is going on?
This is the slowest running track I've ever seen in my life. Spot on. Then the last couple of ones is what I find interesting as well. So if we look at kind of errors leading to shots and goals, only one, which led to a shot, as opposed to, remember, that under ten Hag and the amount of times it led to a goal or whatever, and the mistakes that he made alongside Andre Onana. Passing accuracy, can't look into too much, it's the exact same. And then goals and assists is another kind of indicator. 3 goals and 1 assist already, only 11 games into the season, as opposed to the 1 goal and 2 assists in a full season. So that's the thing with Casemiro as well, isn't it, lads? The way he contributes, like goals-wise, from a central defensive midfield position, the headers that he scores. I think obviously he scored in the Carabao Cup final against Newcastle, scored some big headers in the Europa League. Does that surprise you? Because no one really spoke about that, didn't you? When we were signing from Real Madrid, no one spoke about the contributions maybe in the air or from a set-piece threat, whether you're defending the box or attacking the box. Quite interesting, isn't it, Adam?
It is. Like, I think I saw it a couple of months back, but like his goals contributions at United is a lot higher, like as a percentage with appearances than it was at Madrid. Yeah. And like he's a menace
so is his yellow cards and red cards as well.
Yeah, that's true. You get away with a lot less, I think, in England you do than Spain. But I'm not too sure what the numbers are of his overall time at United, but I think I read it. I could be wrong now. But I thought it was over 30 to 40. Like, which, like, for a DM in the last, what, was it 3-4 seasons? Like, that's really good, it is. And, like, for set pieces, I don't know how many times balls into the box, he always gets his head on it. And, like, it's a surprise because we haven't been really the best, as you know. Was it only a couple of years ago? Remember, I think we were doing the corner count. I think it got over 100. 129? It was over 120 or something, yeah. It was near 130, I think it was. Yeah. And like I think it was him that actually might have ended it. I could be wrong, him or Maguire. But like it is one thing that has surprised me since signing him, because we didn't sign him for that. But like it's always welcome when someone pops up with a goal or an assist like that. And he's passing. He's probably one of the best passers in the team as well. Like I don't know how many times he switches the play, and like once he gets his head up, you're hoping it's him on the ball and not anybody else. But like overall, I think you can't really fault the guy. Like he scored some big goals as well, like in that Carabao Cup final against Newcastle, which was a header as well. Like so, he's really really good with his head.
Yeah, most players have baggage as well. Sam, you kind of brushed upon it then. What does he do when you watch him? There are certain things in it in a game where you know that's going to happen. Does he still have those fragilities for you despite his form?
He does occasionally. Like like there was that season under Ten Hag where he just felt like he stopped giving a shit, and he was just getting bored in games, and he was just two-footing people and just like making entertainment for himself.
Probably had enough of the system, though.
Yeah, he clearly was not happy
Yeah.
So he was just making entertainment for himself and just like deciding, I can I break this guy's leg for no reason. But then he was also in situations where he was stitched up. Like there was a situation where Maguire let a guy go because he'd pushed up. So then Casemiro has to make the foul, gets the second yellow and gets sent off. But if he doesn't make that foul, he's in on goals. He's been put in situations where he's had to do that as well. But there was a thing, I think he was slightly out of shape last year as well. But then we've seen this year he's come back and he's absolutely shredded. Like he looks lean, mean, like he's proper in shape. Last year, I remember Carlo Ancelotti coming up to him and like rubbing his belly and stuff, like just sort of getting on him. I was just like, I know in the preseason friendly, we played Madrid, and I just think, yeah, he's got his shape. He's took it seriously, and you've seen the best of him now. But yeah, I think there's still that yellow red card in him, as we've seen, and hopefully he can keep a lid on it for the most part. But yeah, for some reason he just likes to do it on occasion. Like he'll just decide to do it. I don't know why. I've no clue why. But
it's in him. Yeah. It's ingrained at this point.
Yeah, he just does it. He just does it, and I've no clue why. I've no idea.
And you know when it's coming. You can telegraph when it's going to happen as well. You know exactly when it's going to be done. You're like, he's diving in here.
It's hard coded in his DNA. Yeah. I remember Ten Hag's first season. We were going to play Arsenal, and we played Palace just before then. And he had a yellow, and I was just like, just maintain, because that's when we're really playing well.
Yeah.
And I was just like, Cass, please, I'm begging you. Honestly, you could see it happening, and I was just like, no, don't touch him. And then he's like, gets the yellow, he misses the Arsenal game. That's the one they beat us 3-2, and I was just like, fuck's sake, man, this guy. We could be playing Queen Mary's secondary school, like in a
very specific team.
A game with I just made that up. Just a non-significant team. Cass yellow card definitely happening.
Just to
Mason Mount as well. Mason Mount, every game he plays, he gets a yellow.
Yeah,
it's just no matter what, he's getting a yellow card.
The way he presses in it, it's very intense.
So ridiculous. Like every game, I'm like, just put a bet on because he will get one. Like it's gonna happen.
Yeah, agreed. Just to kind of wrap up on this Casemiro section. One question, just simple answer, either yes or no, or a few words. If you could go back and change that Casemiro signing for 60 million, would you do it, yes or no?
No.
If I get someone else, yes.
I'm going to go no.
Interesting.
Got a trophy out of him at least.
And he scored in that final as well.
Well, we had the trophy, we came third in that first season. Like, everyone seems to forget how brilliant he was that first season. It was him.
Yeah, it was really good.
Thomas Partey and Rodrigo that were the best DMs. Like it was a thing. So people seem to forget that, and it's the second season that everyone seems to remember. But yeah, I wouldn't change it, man.
Yeah, I'll leave the same question for people watching live in the chat or watching later on. We're going to move on from a top player to a top manager. Sir Alex Ferguson, I say he's done an interview. It was part of like a race day course kind of thing, and there's a couple of kind of quotes in there about Man United. So I'll read them out. On Man United's form, he's saying the signs are getting better. I hope the manager gets a bit of success because at Manchester United, you need to have success. Like I said, not a really in-depth, detailed response, but those first initial 6 months, Sam, you can probably imagine would have been tough for Sir Alex Ferguson watching in it, the football.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people, like not me and Chivy, but a lot of people who watch the channel are probably too young to remember the first sort of few years, months of Fergie. He struggled. He wasn't getting a lot out of the team. I think the first season he did finish, I think, was it 6th, I think, the first season, and he finished 13th the season after. Obviously, it's a different game now, and it's more money, what have you, etc. But he had his struggles. There was people in the Stretford end with a banner saying "Tara Fergie." Papers were calling for his head. So he's been there, man. Like he had to rebuild a squad that was filled with like a culture of drinking. You had a lot of players in there who were like heavy on the booze and left over from like the George Best era and stuff. And he had to clear that out and rebuild using the academy, class of '92 and all that, and then brought success and arguably the most successful manager to ever grace the game. So he's been there. I'm not saying Ruben Amorim's going to do that because
that's our tagline.
Yeah, it's probably impossible to do what Fergie did at United ever again. Like it's so up there. It's like nearly impossible to do. But yeah, he's been there, he's done it, he's got the t-shirt, so I'm sure he understands the pressure that Amarin's under. Hopefully he's seen some sort of green shoots of like positivity and stuff like that. I know Chivy doesn't like the system no matter what, and he doesn't think we should play the system. But I think if we can be exciting, play exciting football, and we can be successful, I don't give a shit what the system is. Like, I will take any system as long as it's exciting to watch and we win. I'll take it all day. So hopefully we see a similar trajectory of success. But again, it's a very hard comparison to make, isn't it, Fergie, to anybody?
I think that yawn from Chivy signifies how he feels about the system.
Should I yawn?
on Amarim, what decisions has he got right and what decisions has he got wrong in your mind, Chivy? If we're picking out the big ones since he's come in, or do you think he's handled everything perfectly well?
As far as like on the pitch, or
in general, managing the media, whatever, like you can kind of.
He's really good with the media, and I think he's very honest and he's captivated. So like the media really like him. So that's the thing. Whether that's good or bad, I don't really know.
I think it is. We United, it's a very particular job in regards to the media. Like, almost politician. That can change. You have to almost, a little bit. Yeah. As much as it kills me to say it.
But there's a certain honesty that he has.
Refreshing.
Which is quite refreshing. As far as good or bad, letting go of Rashford and the players that he's had to let go. Maybe not the manner in which he did it, because then we couldn't make too much money on them, because he made it really clear that they weren't part of his team, and then it was hard for us to get a lot of money from them. But as far as that, that's I think that's a good thing. The only issue I have with him, and which is quite well documented, is just the way we play, and I'm just never ever going to like it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Manu.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's the way okay. The way we play doesn't allow for people like Manu. It doesn't allow for the academy. Like, we've got some promising talent coming through in like the midfield and stuff like that. Jim Thwaite's kid is supposed to be really good. I've seen clips. The way
I've seen clips.
His quality with the ball. He's one of them. He reminds me of like a Frankie de Jong. He would excel at like Barcelona and that sort of thing. I'll be very surprised if he excels here. So
doesn't sound like a footballer though, does it? The name, I don't know why. Jim Thwaite.
Sounds like a foundation, like Jim Thwaite.
The Jim Thwaites Foundation.
It sounds like a footballer from like the Busby era, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Jim Thwaites. Like, he played under Busby. Jim Thwaites.
With all due respect to his parents, who's calling a baby Jim? It's a bit mad, isn't it? Like,
that's just weird. Yeah, but then that's where.
We got Barry in the team.
Baby Barry, baby Jim,
Keith.
Keith. Baby, like these names, man. How are they still getting about? It's mental. Sorry, Jimmy.
I mean, but that's the thing. It's just I don't fancy the way and the picks. The way we play. It doesn't allow for technical players to play in this team, and for people like me, I like that kind of stuff. So it's just. And the reason why I don't like this how we play is I'm happy if we win, but just for the long term, I don't see we're conceding too much, and that's a whole nother discussion anyway. But you get the gist of
I'm with you. Obviously, Adam, recruitment's a massive part of it as well, isn't it? Fergie was talking about Son Lamons as well, saying the goalkeeper's been absolutely outstanding. He's only played 3 or 4 games and he's looking really good already. Would you echo that from what you've seen from him and the other signings as well? And has he been outstanding, as Fergie said, or has he been a steady Eddie in regards to Le Mans?
Well, you can see the confidence even in the back line. They feel more confident with him behind them than they did with Onana and Bayindir. And Bayindir hasn't even had a sniff close to the team since, which kind of says everything.
Yeah, and they must be shitting it every single game when they're in the team, thinking, fuck's sake, man.
Honestly, and I'd nearly consider it a good thing we're not in somebody's cup. Well, what do you call it?
He'd still play Le Mans with a broken hand, mate, even if he was fucking...
I nearly said the Carling Cup. That's showing my age.
Wow. Carling Cup. Withington Cup. Okay.
Yeah. The Milk Cup. Nearly going back. But I think I'd argue probably our second best signing, I think. I know you done. Was it you and Shreyas yesterday? Done the.
Yes, we did.
I didn't get to see. I don't know who you post. I think Embuemo has been our
Embuemo was
best.
the outstanding one. For
and
sure,
then
for
me, it'd be the goalkeeper.
Lamont.
I think.
I think we went.
Yeah, and it's no surprise there. Just the confidence that he's given. He's doing the basics. We've actually lacked the basics for so long that we actually appreciate it. Like I remember he just caught a cross, was it?
Yeah, and it hit it like a 90-minute winner.
Like we've been starved.
Is he Michael in disguise?
Which says everything. And like I don't think he's really done anything. Maybe was it the free kick against
Welbeck.
Brighton? Yeah, against Welbeck. But which was like 10 yards closer than where the foul was that we touched on back then as well. But like I want him, like that's probably the only mistake I think he's made, and I think he's looked at it hopefully and think, okay, I need to improve on that. But he seems to be getting better. Like every game, he's growing that confidence. But how I want to see, I know the inevitable does happen, and all goalkeepers make mistakes. How will he recover from a mistake after the scrutiny? Because there'll be massive scrutiny, like there was, like for previous goalkeepers as well. Like we've seen David De Gea make a few mistakes. He never kind of recovered after that. Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm interested in seeing. Not that I'm touch wood, it doesn't happen, but it will happen. It always happens with every goalkeeper. But like I've been massively impressed with the guy, and you see it now. Like there was this playing out from the back with goalkeepers, but that seems to be transitioning now. Like you have Pep playing Donnarumma. Like he signed Trafford from Burnley, who was good with his feet. And now
double the price we pay for Lamont, by the way, as well. For Trafford.
There you go, and that's a backup there. And then the rumours are he could be leaving. So when you have probably the best, I suppose, coach in the last, I don't know what, 15 years, you'd argue. Yeah, you have him kind of going away from that ball-playing goalkeeper now. It kind of says everything. Maybe the game is changing again, back to kind of more traditional goalkeepers, which I'm all for, because God forbid, like a goalkeeper does the basics. Like
it does get frustrating at a certain point. You know, when you see him like messing about with it at the feet at times, sometimes you're just like, fuck it. I know that seems a very old school way of thinking, but it is really when I can't remember who was saying it the other day. When the centre backs are having the most touches on the ball and the goalkeeper, what the fuck is going on, lads? Like, come on, direct football is where it's at. Yeah, it's just boring, robotic, fucking.
Yeah, it's like the Simpsons. You ever see, like, was it the international football?
Oh, yeah. Just passes the centre, passes the forward, passes the centre.
It's literally just like that.
Never cross the halfway line. We're just going in a circle.
Do you guys remember that strange feeling when Isak, when he made that Isak save when we played Liverpool? Like, it was strange to see. Like,
what is this?
Yeah, I was just like, "Well, that's a goal," and then he was like, "He saved it," and then rebound. Even though the rebound was like off, but I was like, "Wait, what's going on?" Like it felt weird, and it was like, okay, things are starting to change. Like that was the first like real realization. Apart from when he, claimed a few balls against Sunderland, paused. But
I knew you was going to say pause. Then stop saying pause. Stop it.
Do you reckon he when he sort of claimed it and then everybody's cheering, was he just thinking, what the fuck? Why is everybody cheering me? Like, I've just claimed the ball. Like, what are you?
He's thinking, fucking hell, I'm gonna have a good career here.
Yeah,
like, ball, like,
fuck
man. Yeah, it's great.
So bad.
I do think there is a moment coming though where he might face. Like Adam, it'd be something, and it's how you respond to that as well. Like, don't overdo it. Just like, don't overdo it now. Like, he's been good. I won't go over that and say he's been absolutely outstanding, but he's done his job, as Roy Keane would say. So, been relatively.
You know what I like too? He hasn't come out and like been saying, "Oh, I've been doing great." All this, like,
mate, that Leon game,
talking shit to the opposition.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you're a manager and you see those Onana quotes come out about Matic just before the night of the game, and you just reading it, saying like, "He can't have done that. There's no way."
It's like I couldn't think of a worse thing he could have said. Like there's nothing worse you could you of all people. Yeah, that's the worst thing you.
He's the most overconfident man ever, isn't he? Like he really is. Yeah, it's absolute madness. We'll move on from that kind of swiftly. I just wanted to wrap this section up in regards to the recruitment. Would you agree with what me and Shreyas went with? Because I wanted to pick your brains on this. And Bumo, Le Mans, Cunha, I think we went after that, Shesko after that, and then obviously Diego Leon's hardly played in the team. So is that how you would assess it in regards to those signings?
I'd agree. Obviously, Diego Leon's one for the future, isn't he? So you can't sort of put him in there.
Yeah.
I think the goalie has been super important.
Yeah.
But just the form of Mbumo and the goals that he scored and the sort of lift that he's given that front thing. Sesko's been up and down, had moments, had some poor moments. Cunha, I think, is going to be good, but he's not had the impact that Mbumo
I also think he's had some up and down moments, though.
Yeah,
for
the
sure. Brentford game and Tottenham, I didn't think he was particularly amazing. So he's had a couple of dips as well, which is normal.
He's been decent. I think if you had maybe just another goal or assist, then maybe
that's the main thing. The output. Obviously, not all players need stats, and we said that about Cunha. But I think if he was contributing the amount of goals that Mbumo was, I think you get that win over Forest. I think you get that win over Tottenham as well. And then where you're at in the table, it's very interesting.
He might have missed a game or two, I think, because he pulled a hammer.
You're right.
Yeah.
Against I can't remember against Arsenal. No, not Arsenal.
Yeah.
But
it was early on, wasn't it?
Yeah. But yeah,
I was actually worried. I was worried about Mbuemo coming.
Really?
I thought, I don't know. I had a bit of a bad feeling about his build. I thought he was a bit maybe heavy. When I first kind of saw. I know it sounds judgmental in that, but now the fella's rapid. Like he's pure strength. It's all strength.
Muscle.
It's muscle, and I thought maybe it's like a bit of chub, but it wasn't. Like he's proved me wrong. Like he's up there with one of the best players in the league at the moment.
As Carl Anker would say, he's got the best bum or best backside in the team. So he certainly used it to his effect. Right, we'll get on to the last section of the show, which is Lisandro Martinez. He's been training with the Argentina squad in recent days and is expected to be available for Manchester United after the international break. I find this interesting, Civir, because he is someone, when he's fit and when he's playing really, really well, he seems to be a mainstay in the team and a player who a lot of the other players kind of appreciate. Would you bring him back in, given Shaw's form at the minute?
If he's fit, I'll test him. I'll test him in that position. I think Lisandro is one of the few players that we have that's tailor-made for Amorim's style of play, because just his range of passing, he's probably one of the best passers of the ball as a central defender. Like, I'm not sure there's too many players. Yeah, he's right up there. I'm not sure there's too many players that are as comfortable on the ball as Lisandro is, as far as like central defenders. Like, he's really good. He's also got a footballing brain. His awareness is on point. Like, he spots runs. He senses danger. He crashes the box sometimes when we're chasing games. He's got us a few winners as well. So he's one of them ones that is really, if you can just get the physical aspect, if you can just be 100% fit, match fit as well, not just physically fit, but match fit as well. And I won't say controversial, but I think you'll be a good if Cass came off. I wouldn't be mad if Lisandro played 20 minutes in the midfield, like, because they have it's the same sort of qualities, same range of passing. I won't be mad at that as well. So if the manager can find a way to fit him in, I think we'll benefit a lot from it. And Shaw still has a little bit of pace. So I would rather see Lisandro play the CB role and Shaw play wing back instead of someone like Dallo or something. Like, I'd rather see that.
There'd be a couple of questions in my mind about both of those positions, but I wouldn't mind seeing it just to see how they perform. I don't think he'd risk it in the Premier League, but maybe the FA Cup.
Probably not. Yeah. But I'm just saying, just hypothetically speaking, like, I wouldn't be mad to see him try something like that, because honestly, I'd rather have him over Ugarte, right, in central position. Yeah.
I'd personally rather have a big bag of dog shit in the middle of the pitch than Ugarte in a minute, but it is what it is, isn't it? When you compare them both, Sam, Shaw and Leacher, what are the differences for you? What stands out for both of them?
Bruno Fernandes has just scored a hat-trick for Portugal, by the way, against Armenia.
Who needs Ronaldo,
2-2 with 10 minutes in the Ireland game.
Is it? Is it on? Is it on right now?
Yeah, it's on now. I didn't realise.
Oh shit! No way.
Troy Parrott with 2.
Again,
Mr.
Parrott. Yeah, crazy. Wow.
One more,
Yeah.
and then we potentially get qualified. Well,
Let's
we
go
into
Ireland. Come on.
Come on, Ireland.
Yeah, I think aggression is one. I think Shaw is. I don't think he has a lot of aggression in his game, whereas Lisandro will put himself on the line. We saw him in his first ever game against Liverpool. He bodied Salah, didn't he? Like straight away. I'm like, I like this guy already.
Yeah.
Kicked off with Kyle Walker as well, did he? When he was going off, he was talking shit. And
Yeah, for a man who's about 5'5", he's certainly got a lot of attitude, hasn't he?
Yeah, like he doesn't give a shit, which I like as well. But it's definitely a South American thing. All the South Americans are all a bit mental in the head. They're all a bit sort of off the chain. So yeah, I like that a lot. I think he's extremely press resistant. Like you cannot get the ball off of him. He's able to turn and move and thing. Where Shaw, I've seen Shaw pushed off the ball quite a bit or lose concentration and stuff like that. And his passing range, I know Shaw's got a good sort of set piece on him and he can switch it, but I think his passing range that Lisandro has is phenomenal. So I think he beat Shaw in all those aspects. The only thing that's sort of holding him back is they're both quite injury prone at the minute. So that's the sort of key thing in a minute. So if he can stay fit, hopefully he sort of becomes the mainstay in the team, because Shaw is staying fit as it is right now. But say we get into Europe next year and Shaw's still here, there's going to be demands and stuff. So it's like, will he stay fit then?
Also, just to add very quickly, Luke Shaw always has this 10-minute span where he just loses concentration. Yeah, where it's just like he can't stay focused. Like, and that's the thing. That's like the difference between both of them. Yeah, the concentration bit. Like,
Do we need to recruit long term, Adam? Do you think, for that specific area, or would you be? Because you look at Leach and Shaw, they're not the most reliable in terms of injuries. I don't think one of them has played a full on season for God knows how long. So would you look at that area to bring like another Euro type signing?
As bad as it sounds, I think one of the two should go in the summer. I think. Like even if Shaw's been doing really, really well, you can get a bit of cash for him as well. And then I'm sure there will be clubs sniffing around there as well. But like I forget who I read there recently. We were linked to someone that would play that left centre back role, and they're a bit more physical because it seems to be this. Yeah, okay, that was the name. Yeah, it seems to be Ruben Amorim wants this kind of ball playing, a bit more physical type of player. In those centre-back roles. And when I see Leach and I see Shaw, they're not the most physical. Like, okay, they have their moments, but like compared to someone, I know people say Lenny Yoro was quite thin, but the lad is quite strong as well.
Yeah.
He is strength, he has pace, he's good on the ball. And I think if we want to improve, as bad as it sounds, we need to be, these are the sort of players. Shaw shouldn't have been here. He should have been gone a long time ago. Yep. And I know like he's playing well now, but like we're not a charity.
That's the question, isn't it?
Exactly. It's only a matter of how long. Like it will eventually dip. So cash in when you have the opportunity and bring someone in. I think we should be looking at that. And if we are a serious club and we are being run by football and people now, they will be looking at that.
Yeah. Let's wait and see what happens in January. Even I don't think they're going to be going to buy a centre back in January, but we do have a couple of windows coming up. We've got the World Cup coming up. Who's going to go there? Who's going to be playing? I'm sure the likes of Casemiro and Lisandro Martinez and all those guys will be going. So,
by the way, Portugal is 8-1 against Armenia.
Oh wow, that's like the Michael Jordan thing, innit? Where it was like
spanking them.
I took it personal.
Yeah,
that is crazy. I'm just keeping an eye on the Ireland score now as well. Still 2-2, 86th minute.
Does it go to extra time with this?
No, it's like a group point.
So they have to score then.
So they've got to score within the next kind of 10 minutes. I almost want to stay just to react to it, but we'll leave it at that. We'll wrap it up. We're getting near the 45-minute mark, and obviously it's weekend, so people are busy, of course. For anyone watching this live or watching this later on, please do subscribe to the channel. We've just gone past an incredible milestone in 30,000 subs, which is amazing. Really appreciate everyone who tunes into the shows consistently. Like I said, even if you watch it later on. If you look in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, our socials will be there, but it's not because we've got a different graphic because there's 4 of us. So if you want to check us out on socials, please do. X, Instagram, getting close to 10k, and then over on TikTok as well for clips from the show. We'd really appreciate it. Apart from that, enjoy the rest of your weekend, lads. Thank you very much for coming on. I've appreciated your time, and we'll see you guys in the next one, yeah?